Thank you for coming, everyone. And good afternoon to everyone. So Relation Heritage in History Club is very happy and pleased to have Professor Emeritus Dr. Ahmat with us today. If I may, I'll share a little bit about Professor Emeritus Dr. Ahmat's background, because not all of us know it. He graduated from the University of Malaya and the University of London, SOAS. He was a history professor at the University of Malaysia and Malaysia and the University of Malaysia Sabah, and was a dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities at UKM. He's been a Fulbright scholar and a visiting fellow at the Oxford Centre for Islamic Studies, Oxford University. Dr. Ahmat serves on the Council of the Malaysian Branch of the Royal Asiatic Society. His books include Sejarah dan Geografi Akbar dan Majalah Melayu Abad ke-19, The Vernacular Press and the Emergence of Modern Indonesian Consciousness, 1855 to 1913, and Letters of Sincerity, the reference collection of Malay letters, 1780 to 1824. Tuah has been in the news recently based on the reported discovery of some artifacts allegedly proving his existence. Professor Ahmat's new book, Antara Sejarah dan Mitos, was out earlier this month. Copies are outside, available for purchase. This book actually, I can verify, has been flying off the shelves because I have difficulty getting a copy of it myself. Without further ado, please may I welcome Professor Dr. Ahmat.
Terima kasih atas pengenalan yang begitu berharga. Hadirin yang saya hormati, dan tuan-tuan dan puan sekalian. Terlebih dahulu, izinkan saya mengucapkan terima kasih kepada batin Saudara Rasram yang bagi pihak Kelab Warisan dan Sejarah Malaysia telah mengundang saya untuk berceramah pada petang ini. Saya juga ingin merakamkan penghargaan kepada Badan Warisan Malaysia kerana bermurah hati tuan rumah kepada majlis ini. Since mungkin ada orang yang tidak begitu fasih dalam bahasa Malaysia, saya akan campurkan bahasa Malaysia dan bahasa Inggeris sebenarnya. Kita mula dengan tajuk ini, dan sebelum kita berbincang mengenai tajuk ini, elok juga kita lihat quotation oleh Betulkah tentang kesahihan dan kebenaran sejarah. The veracity of history is proven by the evidence of facts gathered from archives, epigraphs, archaeology, coins, monuments, etc. All being objective realities rather than imaginary creations. Certain norms of spatial and temporal rotation of events form its form. On the other hand, mythology stood at the other end of objectivity. All of it was the product of imagination, much like fiction, with no objective evidence open to rational scientific scrutiny, but dependent instead on one's beliefs and faith. Jadi kalau kita faham itu apa dia sejarah, dan apa yang mitos, barangkali pemahaman itu lebih membantu. Terdapat dalam masyarakat Malaysia kini andaian yang historical yang bertentangan dengan filsafat sejarah. Mereka yakin, people believe that Hang Tuah existed based on the Malay annals, sejarah Melayu, or Sulada Society, and hikayat Hang Tuah, story of Hang Tuah. Dalam kedua teks ini, ejaan perkataan Jawa kuno sering disalah sebut oleh pembaca. The most important thing to remember is that Malay literature and the Malay language in the 14th and 15th century was very much influenced by old Javanese, or what we call Kawi. Many of the Malay words today came from Kawi. Kawi means old Javanese, which became the medium of Kakawin, the Javanese form of poetic drama. Dan saya mengatakan, karena salah paham itu, maka mereka membaca tanpa mengetahui makna. They do not understand the meaning of the words. Sejarah Melayu bukan, saya katakan sejarah Melayu bukan karya sejarah kulit. And I'm saying the Malay annals is not a pure historical source. Dia lebih sebagai karya sastra. It's a work of literature. It's a great work of literature that you must acknowledge. Hikayat Hang Tuah pun sebuah karya sastra. And the hikayat Hang Tuah, which is based on one chapter or two chapters from the Sejarah Melayu that have the Hang Tuah name, or the distorted name of Hang Tuah, have been elaborated to form legends, myths, and fantastic stories, which then were accumulated in the hikayat Hang Tuah. But it is actually a literary text, karya sastra. Those who claim that there is proof that so-called Hang Tuah existed has made use of the Ryukyu documents. The Ryukyu islands are only under Japan now, presently. In the days of the Ming Empire and the latter days, the Ryukyu was independent, called the sovereign states. Actually, people who claim that the Ryukyu documents are a discovery for them is very misleading, because the Ryukyu documents are known ever since a paper was delivered at the University of Malaya in 1968, and then followed by a book by Obata in 1969. So there's no new discovery at all to say that Hang Tuah existed. And it is also a fallacy to claim that when the word Laksmana is mentioned in the Ryukyu document, there are two letters in which Laksmana is mentioned as the Laksmana, the Emperor of Malacca. There's no mention of any name. It was just Laksmana. So how can these writers assume that the Laksmana is Hang Tuah? It's a fallacy. I've already mentioned the existence of the documents. And these documents have been edited by the authors, like Obata and others. And they are not really primary sources. It's not a primary source. Once you take it and you give certain interpretation, it's not a primary source. Because in one of the letters I read, that Sultan Alauddin wrote to the Ryukyu Emperor. He was 6 years old when he came to the throne of Malacca. And I say, this doesn't make sense. But that could cannot be a mistake in the documentation because the original letter in Malay could not be found. It's a translation in Chinese using the Japanese dialect, the Ryukyuan dialect. And it's also possible that 6 be 16, itu 26. It cannot be 6 because you must remember Alauddin came to the throne in 1477 after the death of Sultan Nazir Shah, and he died in 1481. So it was only 4 years. Now, if he came to the throne when he was 6, that means he died at the age of 10. Whereas the recorded he had wives, he had children, so you cannot rely on the documents. You have to be objective, you have to be critical in using documents. This is again the fallacy of the so-called researchers, of the lack of being researchers. Dan saya tulis di sini, nama Laksamana Malaka, the name of the Malaka Laksamana can never be known forever. Sampai bila-bila pun nama itu tidak boleh diketahui. Why? Mengapa? Wujudnya pantang larang menyebut nama pembesar dalam budaya lama Melayu, kecuali nama dilarang. You see, I'm surprised many contemporary Malaysian scholars are not aware of this. You know? Before the period 1800 AD, it is forbidden to mention or to write the name of a chief. It cannot be mentioned orally, or his name cannot be written in any document. Because of the existence of the taboo, the linguistic taboo, the name taboo, and this name taboo in Southeast Asia is connected with the belief in animism, in the belief in, among Malays is the belief that the semangat here doesn't mean the semangat kemerdekaan, that's spirit, no. Semangat here means the soul in every object on earth, even in the form of fluid. There is semangat in the water, there is semangat in the sea, there is semangat on your head. And there are a lot of semangat on your head because there are many hairs. If you have hair. And this belief in semangat is not only among Malays, it's also pervades among other South Asians, Thailand, Chinese, Burmese, Champa people, the Vietnamese people. They believe in the spirit of the soul. But especially in the Malay ethnic groups of South Asia, in Nusantara, they believe that semangat lives on every object, as I said, even in fluid. So, especially on parts of your body, that from head to toe, your nails, the hair, the nails, the photo of a person, and especially the name, because this is all based on animism. If anyone were to charm a woman, for example, he could do it by getting lots of the lady's hair, or the fingernails, or a photograph of the person. And that is why it is forbidden to just neglect. When you cut your nails, you can't just simply throw. Or you cut your hair, you can't just simply throw. Or when the baby is born, there's a ceremony called cropping of the hair or cutting the hair. And that the purpose is to get rid of the bad semangat, the bad spirit from the head, from the person. In the 19th century, when a lady wanted to get married, her teeth would be painted black. Why? In order to reject or to disallow the bad spirit from entering her soul, her body again. And because of that, a person in the 19th century, for example, will not reveal his name because his enemy can do evil things to him, can cause harm to him by way of magic. And among Malays, until the 50s, when you address a person, you cannot mention his name. You mention his eldest child's name. And this is prevalent in Southeast Asia, among Javanese, among Buginis, among Sumatrans, Minangkabau, and in Malaysia, Sabahan. I just came back from Indonesia about 3 weeks ago, and when I wanted to talk to the person in charge of the toilet, was Chinese. He told me, don't address me by my name. Call me by my son's name. So this is valid. The name is very sacred to the individual. Ini yang orang tidak paham. Kalau mau mengkaji sejarah pun, budaya itu mesti dimengerti. Must be understood. The Alphurs of Poso in Sulawesi will never mention their names, their personal names. If a person wanted to know the other person's name, the Alphur's name, he cannot ask him. He should ask another person. And he can do that by asking the name of his son, by asking his son how to address his father. And the address would be like Bapa si Ani, Ani's father, or Fatima's father. And this still is prevalent in South Asia, in Nusantara. It's believed. You have no kids, then you address your nephew or your niece. Tujuan tidak menyatakan nama pribadi. The reason why the personal name is not mentioned. The Tolongpu people in Sulawesi also believe that the name of a person cannot be written down, for fear that his semangat, his spirit of the soul will be kidnapped or taken away. But they will allow you to use their second name or their nickname. And among the Javanese, until today, his birth name would be different from his adult name. Especially if he goes to Mecca, he becomes a Haji, the name is different. And among Malay Rajas, before they become Rajas or Sultans, they have their personal names. But once they assume the title of Sultan or Raja, they adopt a different name. The only exception, if their name, for example, is Muhammad, it's the name of the Prophet, or Ahmat, or Mahmud. You see, Ahmad, Muhammad, Mahmud. These three names are generic names. They all belong to the name of the Prophet. Their meaning is the praised one. Mahmud means the praised one. Muhammad is the praised one. Ahmad is the praised one. Then in that case, they don't change to that name. They just put Shah, Sultan Mahmud Shah. But even Sultan Mahmud Shah of Malacca, before he became Sultan, his name was Muhammad. And Alauddin Rayad Shah, before he became Sultan of Malacca, he was called Raja Hussein. And Sultan Mansur Shah was Raja Abdullah before he became Sultan. And if you observe among Malay Rajas today, even their names undergo slight changes. Take for example Raja Nazir. He was just Nazir. But now he's blah 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 Shah. Of course, Arabic words. So, and this actually is not just practiced by Malays. The pharaohs did the same thing. You will not know the name of the pharaoh. The Burmese king, the Thai kings, Rama the first, Rama the second. So it's a universal phenomenon. And from based on my reading, even in Korea they practice this name taboo. And it's speculated that this could have come from the Chinese. I don't know, I haven't done research on that. It is important to understand it, so I'm giving that explanation. Dalam masyarakat Melayu traditional Malay society, nama besar tidak pernah disebut selepas dia memegang jawatan, after he holds the post. Up to the 19th century. For example, Datuk Lani, you don't mention his name, Datuk Hussain. That is only we now scholars mention his name, Datuk Hussain. But during his time was Datuk Lani. Datuk Panglima kita, Tuah. Tuah is the nickname. His name was Yusuf. So they call him Datuk Panglima kita Tuah. Datuk Maharaja Lela, you don't know his name. Datuk Menteri Larut. That was up to 19th century. Nama-nama dalam sejarah Melayu pun menjadi bukti, and in the Malay annals, all the names of the chiefs actually are just titles or nicknames. For example, Seri Bijadi Raja. He was a great hero, comparable to the Rasmana. Sri Amarta, Bendahara Paduka Raja. Megat Sri Rama, Sang Setia, these are not names, they are titles or nicknames. And I can vouch to this book. I have studied the Malay annals. This is already published, but they're going to launch it sometime next month. The Malay annals, the Russian version. And for the author of the Malay annals, pengarang sejarah Malay pun tidak akan menyebut nama pembesar dan nama Raja Siam. The names of the kings of Siam or Champa will not be mentioned. Only their titles or nicknames are mentioned. For example, Bo Badina, that's for Thailand, for Siam. Oya Decho, chief from Siam. Bratau from Siam. Po Gama from Cambodia. Po Kelong from Champa, Cambodia. Semuanya nama gelar, they are all nicknames or titles. Pembesar Jawa pun memakai nama gelar saja. Patih Gajah Mada. Patih Gajah Mada is never his name. It's a title. He was the Prime Minister. Pangeran Diponegoro, that's not his name. Ratu Hang Daha, also not his name. Therefore, how come people are saying that the name of the Admiral Malacca was Hang Tuah? Who the devil told them? You see, another fault of many so-called scholars is that they do not analyze the spelling of Tuah. There is nowhere in the sejarah Melayu or in Hikayat Tuah where the spelling is T-W-A-H, Tuah, Alif, Ha, with a vowel, you know. Waw is a vowel, Alif is a vowel, Tuah. No. The spelling in the sejarah Melayu and in Hikayat Tuah is always Tuah, Ha. By modern day reading, it should stop. In olden day, in ancient time, it was Tuah. It's not Tuah, it's Tuah. Or Toh. Now don't forget, many people, as I said just now, many forget the influence of old Javanese or Kawi language or Middle Javanese on Malay. In the Hekayat Tuah, I'm working on it now. I'm editing the Hekayat Tuah. Almost on every folio of the manuscript, you'll find Javanese, old Javanese words. Old Javanese words mean there are Sanskrit influence. The Malays never learned Sanskrit directly. They got the Sanskrit language through Old Javanese, because it was Old Javanese that absorbed Sanskrit words first and then adjusted to local pronunciation dialect. As I said, the word Tuah is never found in the sejarah Melayu or Hekayat Tuah. But what is found is only Tuah, Tawawha, TWH. Tawawha is also an old Malay word, Melayu kuno. It means old. One meaning is old. Another meaning is leader. That's why you get the word ketua. Ketua is katuha. Orang tua-tua is orang tuha-tuha. The elders are leaders in the society. Orang tuha-tuha. So TWH cannot be pronounced or read as Tuah. Instead, it should be read as Tuha or Toh. As I said, Tuha is an old Javanese word and also old Malay word. Whereas Toh is an old Javanese word or Kawi word. Tuha means Tua, old, Ketua, chief, pemimpin, leader, pengawas, supervisor, penilai kelompok, pandai, a tukang, a craftsman, atau ahli, a person who is an expert of something. He has an expertise of something. In English, the head or overseer of a group is Tuha. Guild, overseer of a guild, or etc., or veteran, or experienced, or skilled person, that's also Tuha. The leader in command is Tuha. A craftsman is Tuha. And another sebutan pronunciation of TWH is Toh. Toh means a stake in game when you gamble. That's Toh. A wager, a competition, combat. In Malay is taruhan. Taruhan pertama dalam pertempuran, in war, or sandaran. Main stake in combat is Toh. This is old Javanese. The person on whom one relies as the main or sole support is Toh. So this Hang Toh, that nickname reflects that his role is he is the main stake for the Malacca Sultanate, or he is a person on whom the Sultan relies as the main or sole support. That's the name Toh. Mengapakah TWH atau apa tidak boleh dibaca Tuah? Why can't it be pronounced Tuah? My own research that I made shows that Tuah, which means fortune, and I said, betul, that means Saida. Her name Saida means Tuah or fortune in Arabic. The word Tuah never in the 15th and 16th century, or even up to the second half of 17th century. Now, how dare do I say that? How can I say? There are dozens of ways. I've checked the manuscripts. The first time it was used was in the Hikayati, which was written around the middle or second half of the 17th century. Even then, the word Tuah there is useful. Together with Bahagia, Tuah Bahagia. Tuah Bahagia means fortune. The word Bahagia means fortune, fate, nasib baik. And all the Malay works, the classical Malay works, before the 17th century, for example, the Hikayat Drama, the Sejarah Melayu, and even the Hikayat Ambuat, written in the 17th century, never used Tuah Tuah. If they want to use Tuah, meaning nasib baik, meaning fortune or fate, the word Bahagia from Sanskrit. Bahagia is Sanskrit. All Japanese adopted this word, so it became Bahagia or Bahagia. Today, we call it Bahagia, but Bahagia today means happiness or happy. But actually, the original meaning of Bahagia is fortune, good luck, or even bad luck. And in the old Malay manuscript, Tuah was never used. Instead, if they want to use instead of Bahagia, they would use untung. Sudah untungnya. It is his fate. Up to the 60s, this word bagi was used in Malacca. I remember my late mother used to say, if somebody experiences bad luck, she would say, sudah baginya. Bagi is a corruption of bagi, or Japanese bagi. So Tuah never existed. The word was coined much later, late 17th century. Tuah and Toh as nickname, nama gelar Laksamana, as nickname for Laksamana. Dalam ungkapan nama gelar Hang Tuah atau Hang Toh, nah I'm saying Hang Tuah, Hang Tuah, since Tuah didn't exist. Kata Tuah dan Toh adalah nicknames bagi Laksamana. Hang, by the way, is an old Malay word, Melayu kuno. Melayu kuno is just like old Japanese, old Malay, originated in the Melayu kingdom of Sumatra, Sriwijaya, Litro. Juga berarti orang yang ahli. It happens that Hang also means the expert, or the craftsman, or a skilled person. Hang. So when you say Hang Tuah, there's double emphasis. Skilled person is also the skilled leader. Laksamana Hang Tuah means Laksamana si ketua yang cakap. Or in English, Laksamana, the competent leader. That's the meaning of Hang Tuah. So that's not a name. It's a nickname. If I say Laksamana Hang Toh, that means Laksamana, the main stake in combat. The man the Raja depended on is also Hang Toh. There are so many nicknames in the sejarah Melayu in the Netherlands. For example, Bendahara Tepok. Tepok means physical lameness. So Bendahara Tepok means the Bendahara with physical lameness. He was lame. Raden Dikalang atau Raden Digalang in the sejarah Melayu means the prince was spotted. It's not his name. Because no real names were ever used. Now many people forget that. There's so many people who have done studies on the cerita Panji, the Panji tales. That's the context. they never make comparison with Malay classical works. Actually, the author is not known. People claim it's Tun Sri Lanang. I say no. Tun Sri Lanang was a copyist. Even that was not his name. There's also a nickname. Lanang in Old Javanese means man. So, the author of the Sulalatu Salate in the Malay Annals was very much influenced by stories from the Panji Hikayat or Panji Tales. And you can read these works have been published in Badal Bahasa. Hikayat Panji Seniram, Hikayat Cekelwani Pati, Hikayat Naya Kusuma, and several others which are kept in the British Library in London. But unfortunately, many of these people who edited these works do not know Old Javanese. So some of the words were misconstrued and wrong interpretation given. Just like many words in the Sejarah Melayu. Those who have had Malay education will know that the so-called ancient ruler of the Malays, according to European or Western scholars, followed by Malay scholars, was Samsepurba. You heard of Samsepurba? It is, I say in my latest book, it's not Samsepurba. It's Samsupraba. Supraba means the light, glimmering light, glittering light. Supraba was also the name, the other name for the Buddha. So when the Sejarah Melayu, the author of Sejarah Melayu mentioned Samsupraba, he was actually trying to imply the Malays accepted Buddhism or adopted Buddhism. The Malays were Buddhists in Sumatra. Buddhism came to Sumatra. The pengarang Sejarah Melayu, the author of the Sejarah Melayu, was also influenced by the Hikayat Kamrawajina, which is a story of 5 warriors in Javanese mythology. If you read the Hikayat Tuah or the Sejarah Melayu, you'll find names like Raden Galuh Chandra Kirana. Chandra means moon, Kirana means beautiful. Raden Galuh Chandra Kirana. Patih Arya Gajah Mada, Megat Kuda, Naya Kusuma, Raden Purnalango, Raden Tanjung Pura. All these names were taken from the Cerita Panji. So I'm not saying that the author was stupid. No, he was a brilliant man. You know, he took these names and then created a myth, saying that the Sultan Melaka visited Java. Never. It never happened in this. Also the names, if you read the Hikayat, you find the name Raden Wiranan Raja, Raja Melayu from Java. Itu belakang sekolah Raja Melayu. Rangga and Kebo, and the concept of the 5 Kedayan, the 5 members of the retinue of the Raja, the 5 Lumala warriors. So these 5 warriors already existed in Javanese tale of Cerita Panji. But pengarang Sejarah Melayu did take this one and then created Hang Tuah, Hang Jebat, Hang Desturi, Hang Lekir, Hang Kewa. Then people say Hang Lekiu. No such thing. It was misread. L-K-Y-W. It's not Lekiu, but Bukewa. Because old Jawi, 15th century Jawi, did not use vowels. So it's Lukewa. What's the name of Lukewa? Lukewa means sword. It's not Lekiu. And many people assume that story in chapter 11 and 12 of the Malay Annals, which was purportedly written by Tun Sri Lanang, and chapters 9 and 10 of the Raffles manuscript number 18, which have been twice published by the Indonesian branch of the Royal Asiatic Society, believe that, as I said, they believe that there was a Malacca delegation to Majapahit. I think this is also myth. Because a myth is important in literature in order to explain something. So the author of the Malay Annals wanted to show how great Malacca was. Vis-a-vis the Raja of Java, the Batara Majapahit. So how else would he do? Saying that, well, the Sultan Mansur wanted his daughter, so he went and he managed to marry the daughter of the Batara Majapahit. At the time, Jawa was in great power. Just like the story of the Raja Melaka married Ang Lipo, the Chinese princess. This is also myth. It's not true. Because the pengarang of sejarah Melayu, the author of the Malay Annals, wanted to demonstrate how glorious was the Malacca ruler, how great was Malacca, so that the Emperor of China sent a princess to be married to him. Now in the sejarah Melayu also, it is stated because the Emperor of China made a mistake in his correspondence to the Sultan Malacca by saying that he was paying homage, menyembah kepada Sultan Melaka. So because he wrote that, he became Tuah. It was a curse that befell on him, on the emperor, and he suffered from skin disease, something like leprosy. To cure that, the advisor to the emperor suggested he should drink the water used to wash the feet of the Raja of Malacca. Can you imagine? The purpose is to show how great Malacca was. So don't believe in it. It's not reality. It has a psychological purpose. And of course, when the Emperor of China drank the water that washed the feet of Sultan Mansur, and also drank it, mind you, it was pure. But in history, based on reality, it was the other way around. It was the Malacca Sultan that visited China 5 times in order to pay homage, to seek the cooperation and protection of China against Thai incursion, Chinese incursion on Malacca. So what does it say? You can't say the sejarah Melayu is a historical source. Some parts, yes, but not all. And it is in this chapter, on the occasion of the visit of the Sultan Malacca to Majapahit, that the name Hang Tok and Hang Tuah was introduced. It's not a name actually, as I said, it's a nickname. It's a gelar. Lakshmana, the great leader. That's what it means. Like I said just now, the visit to Majapahit is fiction. The visit could not have happened because during the rule of Mansur Shah, Majapahit was undergoing crisis after crisis. There were rebellions faced by the ruler of Majapahit. In civil wars occurred, 1451, 1453, 56. There was no ruler of Majapahit. 1466 to 1468, 1468 to 1474, and 1478. Mansur died in 1477. So even by using common sense, you can't visit. What more when you consider Gajah Mada, Pakin Gajah Mada died in the year 1364. Malacca was not founded yet. So how could the Raja Malacca visit Majapahit and bring it through all those regions from the Cerita Panji? Again, the event is an adaptation from the Panji tales. The next important part of the so-called Tuah is the duel between Tuah and Kasturi or Tuah, depending on the version of the else. I believe the event never took place, but there's a purpose in the myth, because by illustrating the duel between Tuah's colleague Kasturi in the Sierra Leone, and then Tuah killed Kasturi, and the Sultan, if you considered a traitor to the Raja, when you die, your body will be thrown at sea, and your house will be overturned, and your wife and children will be killed. So that's how serious the Durhaka or Drohaka is in the politics. So for the Malays, to be Durhaka is something accursed. You must never be a traitor to the ruler or to those in power. And this is not just created by the Malacca kingdom, but actually in the 7th century in Sumatra, there are records of those who went against the chiefs or rajas of the Malayu kingdom would be killed and cursed. The sumpah, people fear the sumpah, the curse of the raja. So, like the visit to Madinah, this will also take place. Again, because of the influence of the Panji tales and the myth in the stories, the name of Jebat, Kasturi, Lekir, and Lukewa, all Japanese words, all old Japanese words, were created by the author of the Malay Annals to create affection. And so this part of the Sejarah Melayu, this chapter, the adventure of Tuah and his friends, are actually the first Malay novel, first Malay fiction. That's in the 16th century. The name Jebat, what is the meaning of Jebat? Jebat means Kasturi. What is the name Kasturi? Kasturi means Jebat. It means something sweet smelling. Perfumery is Jebat. Kasturi. Maybe, I might be wrong. This is speculation. The purpose of introducing the name in the duel of Kasturi and Tuah to show that however sweet smelling you are, however good the perfume is, when you Durhaka, when you rebel, becomes evil, becomes pungent, very bad. That smell, busuk, something wangi, like Shakespeare said, all the perfumes of Arabia do not clean. So Durhaka until today, people don't understand. Very important in Malay polity. Lukewa, I said just now, means sword. Now, how come the pengarang sejarah Melayu, the author of the sejarah Melayu, adopt this name? Among the 5, one of them is Lukewa, the fifth one. Actually, this name already existed. I mean, the name with the same meaning already existed in Cerita Pandi, and that was Kartala. So Lukewa is a translation of Kartala. Kartala in old Japanese means parang, or sharp weapon, or belati, belati, a dagger. Now Lukewa means sword. This was the same. I already mentioned that the marriages of Mansur Shah with Jalur Chandra Kirana and Hang Lipo myth. The sejarah Melayu, the author of the sejarah Melayu was also very much influenced by the Mahabharata and the Ramayana of India, Hindu literature. The word Laksamana, people assume or people believe that Laksamana means animal. That was not agree. But you say animal. Laksamana. But actually Lakshmana, the Indian hero in the Sri Rama or in the Ramayana, is a symbol of loyalty to the king. It's just the opposite of Drohaka, the Sanskrit of Drohaka. And the word Lakshmana had already existed in Malay vocabulary since the time of Sultan Muhammad Shah, who ruled between 1423 or 1424 until 1444 or 45. He was just a Bantara, although his title was Lakshmana, his nickname was Lakshmana. He was a Bantara. Bantara is somebody who runs errand for the Raja. If the Raja says you go and kill the person, the Bantara will go and kill him. Or if the Bantara is supposed to bring a message, the Bantara will also be asked to send a message to somebody. At first it was just a Bantara, a king's Bantara. And then he was given the responsibility as the Panglima Turus, the chief of staff of the armed forces, Panglima Turus. This is exactly the meaning of Lakshmana in Ramayana. His brother Rama assigned him the duties of Panglima Turus, chief of the army. And he was also very loyal to Rama. Rama, as most Indians probably know, aware of, Rama is a manifestation of Vishnu, the Savior, the God Vishnu. So, the role of Laksamana means, first, loyalty to the king. Never Drohaka. Right or wrong, always loyal to the king. Just like Lakshmana was loyal to Rama in Ramayana. Atas kehebatan orang yang berjawatan Lakshmana, maka pengarang sejarah Melayu telah merekayasa mitos Lakshmana yang kuat. So the Lakshmana, the real Lakshmana that existed in the Malay Saturday, had another reflection, another symbolic figure, Lakshmana Ampuhan, to reflect this image of being loyal, the loyal warrior to the king, to the sultan, and Hantok, the one the sultan would depend on, the stake of the Black Sultanate. So Tuah and Hantok were not their names. Not the Lakshmana's names, but it's a reflection of the Lakshmana, the character of the Lakshmana. Because he was bold, he was somebody that the state, the Sultanate depended on, the person that the Raja trusted and depended on. This is to describe the characteristic of the warrior nicknamed Lakshmana, called Lakshmana. As I said, Lakshmana the brave. The author of the sejarah Melayu is indeed very conscious of the fact that he could not transgress the law of forbidding names. The mention of bringing down. So the taboo, the linguistic taboo, was followed by the author of the Malay Annals. He avoided mentioning the name of the Lakshmana. Instead, he mentioned the attributes, the brave one, the stake of the Sultanate. And about the Chris, Some people believe that the Chris Tamisari is now in Perak. The crown of Perak. That's me. But I believe this myth was created by the author of the Sejarah Melayu to make the story interesting. He created the character of Tamisari. And he had a Chris. How did he come to this? How did he come to this effort to create Tamisari and a Chris? Well, he must have read the story of Raden Inukuripan in the Panji Tales, where it is mentioned that the priest of Raden Inukuripan, the king of Kuripan, yes, the prince of Kuripan, is called Kalamisari. Kalamisari. Kalamisari means kalajengking, poisonous scorpion. Kalajengking yang beracun, poisonous scorpion. That's the meaning in old Javanese, kalamisari. It's an old Javanese term. According to the Panji Tales, whoever uses the Chris would be invulnerable. Just like Tuah when he used Tamisari. The meaning of Tamisari, by the way, is sari terbaik untuk perisai, the best essence for a sheep. Best essence for a sheep. That's Kalamisari, Tamisari. Now when the real Laksamana of Malacca died, he was such a great warrior. He was a Tuah. He was a Hang Tuah. When he died, his successor was somebody not effective, incompetent. So, you see, as I said, the author of this poem was a very wise guy. He was a shrewd fellow. So he created the name of the Laksamana who succeeded Hang Tuah, Khoja Hasan. You might think that is just an ordinary name. The word Khoja ordinarily would mean a merchant of Indian descent or somebody who preaches religion, Khoja. But then this word Khoja doesn't render that meaning. Khoja here means somebody who is important, who lacks power. The Laksamana yang bergelar Khoja ini muncul dalam kisah the 27th chapter of the Sejarah Melayu when he killed Tuan Pati Hitam. That's about Khoja Hasan, is a Laksamana who succeeded Hang Tuah. Now, here I explain. Khoja came from the Persian word Khwaja, which refers to the community who were of Shiite faith, who believed in Shiism. They were followers of the Ismaili Shiite chief Sadruddin Shah, who lived 1368-1423 in India. Now, these Khoja still exist in India. They are followers of the Aga Khan. Khoja ialah nama gelar orang alim dalam komuniti yang juga disebut kaum Khoja. Usually, these Khojas who are religious people will be addressed as Sheikh, Tuan Sheikh. If they are called Sheikh, then they are Khojas. Usually. But in later period, there were Khojas who also embraced Sunnism, Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and they were known as Sheikh, like I said. The Khoja community usually would involve themselves in trade during the period of the Sultanate, or they would become missionaries or religious teachers. Now, just now I was telling you what names of chiefs cannot be mentioned. So why must the author mention this thing for Khoja Hasan? and he was supposed to be the name of, or the gelar of the Laksamana. But as I say, the pengarang sejarah Melayu, the author of the Malay Annals, in a very refined way, wanted to say that after the Laksamana, who was bold, who was a craftsman, who was a skilled soldier, died, there was no one to inherit the character of Tuah, effective leader, or top state of the Sultanate. Because the one who replaced it was a Hoja. Here, Hoja means yang orang yang sudah dikendiri syahwat, who has become important. That's another meaning of the Persian word. Like Chengho, who is the Yuna. So when the real Laksamana died, Laksamana the Tuah, Laksamana Ahmat died, there was no more effective Laksamana, because Khoja Hasan was buried at Gunung Pentar, and Pentar means weak voice. Then he spoke himself like a sickly person. This is my own interpretation. The word Hasan is used here to indicate that the author of Sejarah Melayu was not favorable to this Laksamana. He called him Khoja. And Hasan is a Shiite name. It's not a normal Malay name. It's a Shiite name. There's some prejudice amongst Sunnis towards Shiites. The author of Sejarah Melayu was not in favor of this Laksamana because he was the one who was bribed by Raja Budaya, who caused the Bendahara Sri Maharaja of Malacca to be killed by Sultan Ahmat. It was because of him, because he was bribed by Raja Budaya, the Tamil trader in Malacca, Raja Budaya. And after the Laksamana Hang Tuah died, there was no more, as I say, great Laksamana. After Khoja Hasan, Laksamana Khoja Hasan, another name cropped up. He was called Laksamana Hang Nadim. Nadim actually in Arabic means companion. See, the author of the Sejarah Melayu influence, or he made use of words from Persian, from Arabic, from Old Javanese, from Old Sundanese, from so many languages. He named that the third Laksamana of Malacca as Hang Nadim, but Nadim again was not Muslim. Nadim means companion. This is exactly the meaning that is rendered by Laksamana in Hinduism, the companion of Rama, the loyal companion of Rama. The purpose of the author of the Sejarah Melayu is to show that the post of Laksamana was continued until the Portuguese attack. Nadim is equivalent to Laksamana in the Ramayana. Conclusion: it is illogical, tidak munasabah, that the Laksamana Malacca had a name, Hang Tuah. Kesalahan membaca edan Jawi, they misread the Jawi. Tuah, it's not Tuah, but Toh or Tuah. And as the second reason is, the word Tuah did not exist before the 18th century. Perkataan Tuah, Ta, Waw, Alif, Ha lebih lumrah dipakai pada abad only after the 18th century, which means in the 19th century the word Tuah was widely used. In all texts of the Sejarah Melayu before 18th century, there was no word spelled Tuah. What was written is Tuah or Toh. which spelled Tuah, T-W-H. The third reason why it's not possible for the Laksamana to have a name, because of the taboo in giving names to a chief. It is not possible that Laksamana had a name because of this taboo. The real hero of the Black Sultanate was not Tuah or Tuah, because that was not the name, but Laksamana. It was Laksamana. There is evidence, there is proof, because Laksamana wrote letters in 1480 and 1481 to the Emperor of Wujud. So that's evidence, solid evidence. And there was another hero actually. The Melaka people should think of this, Sri Vijayadiraja or Sri Vijaya. He was the invader of Pahang. And this because Melaka in fact wanted to subjugate Pahang. And he was also the one who crowned the king of Pahang. The Sultan asked him to crown Sultan Muhammad Shah to become the Sultan of Pahang when Raja Muhammad, when he played sepak raga with the son of Bendahara, Raja, he got angry when his dastar fell, his headgear fell. So what he did was, as usual, Malays run about, so he twisted and stabbed and killed the Bendahara son. So the Sultan said, it's unfortunate that I have to exile you. We go to Pahang. So the Sultan didn't want to crown Tabal his son, but instead sent Sri Vijayadiraja. So there are two heroes in Melaka. Laksamana and Sri Vijayadiraja. Even Sri Vijayadiraja, we do not know his name. It's not possible to know his name or the Laksamana's name. But you must understand, two heroes is quite great because you must also understand Melaka, you know, the existence of Melaka was only from 1400 or at most 1390 to 1511. It's only about 111 or 120 years. There is a Portuguese ruled Melaka for almost 130 years. And then the Dutch longer than that. So actually the Malay Sultanate existed only for